Hey guys, it's me again, Captain Corey, here to teach you some 6th grade science. Last time we were together, we watched two videos. One was an experiment with the balloon and fire. The balloon without the water popped as soon as the match that was lit was under it, but the balloon with the water in it did not pop when the fire was under it. The second video was a crash course on land and water and explained how the land and the water absorb heat from the sun differently. You also had an at-home activity where you predicted what the climate was in two different areas in the United States. Today is explained, so I'm going to go through a near pot with you and explain to you how water affects climate. All right, first things first is in your science journal, here is where the notes would be. So it would be right after the at-home experience. It would be right after the at-home experience, and then here are the notes, and you will fill in the blank with the red words. You can just copy the Nearpod code from right here, and then we'll go to nearpod.com, as you can see up here, go into students, paste it, and here we go. Put in your name. And you can put in your school if you would like. All right, different regions and climates in Virginia. How does water affect climate? So water retains and absorbs heat, causing areas to be warmer or colder. The Atlantic Ocean causes the coastal plains to have the mildest climate. So when we say mildest climate, we mean that there are not extreme temperatures. It means that in the winter, it doesn't get super, super cold, and in the summer, it doesn't get super, super hot. So when you're next to a large body of water, such as the ocean, you'll have a milder climate. So the first area we're going to be talking about is the area furthest away from the Atlantic Ocean in Virginia, and that is the Appalachian Plateau. So it's the furthest away from the ocean. They have warm summers and cool winters. So if we went on vacation there in the summertime, it would be warm, and if we went there in the wintertime, it would be pretty cool. The next section is the valley and ridge. So this is west of the Blue Ridge Mountains. All right, we have very hot summers and very cold winters there. So the reason why this one has more extreme temperatures than the previous one is because it's right next to the mountains. And so just like water affects how climate is, so does landforms. And in this one, like, as you can see, we have really, really hot summers, really, really cold winters. So if you go in the summertime, it's going to be like, whoo. And if you go in the wintertime, you better bring a coat. All right, our next section is Blue Ridge. So these are the mountains. They have warm to hot summers and cool to cold winters. Still pretty extreme on the climate side. Then we have the Piedmont area. All right, so the Piedmont area is right between the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Fall Line. All right, so it's this area that's in green right here. And if you look at the star, that would be Richmond. So we're closer to the Atlantic Ocean, and we have warm summers and cool winters. So as you can see, it's starting to get milder the closer you get to the ocean. So we don't have like super, super hot summers, and we don't have like, it's not a guarantee that every winter that it's going to snow. Now we're at the coastal plains. So these are between the fall line and the Atlantic Ocean. It's the closest to the Atlantic Ocean. They have warm summers and cool winters. If you've ever taken a trip to Virginia Beach and you check the temperature and what it is in Richmond, and then you check what it is in like Virginia Beach, most of the time there's a difference. So during the summertime, it's always going to be cooler at the beach. And then during the wintertime, it would be warmer because you have the Atlantic Ocean, which is this large body of water, which is making the climate more mild. All right, open-ended question. Label all the regions of Virginia and their climates. So when you go through your Nearpod, you can answer the questions right here and then submit. I would definitely use my notes if I didn't remember it off the top of my head. And then you have matched the climates with the regions. So also in your notes, you have the pictures. So you could definitely go, here we go, furthest away from the ocean, right there, bam, that's a match. Just to show you how to do it. Here's a quiz with 4 questions. The first one says, label the state of Virginia's normal temperature range, word bank, warm, coldest, cold. So here's a picture that you can look at. We know that the mildest climate is here, and then it gets more extreme as we go out. So you could pick what answer you would like. On this one, it says, why the coastal plain, it should be why does the coastal plain have the mildest climate? And you can look at this picture, forgot where the coastal plain is. We talked that it's near the ocean. And then you can pick which answer you feel is appropriate. Choice A is the oceans cause the coastal plain to have the mildest climate. B, the mountains cause the coastal plain to have the mildest climate. Or C, the Piedmont causes the coastal plain to have the mildest climate. Which answer do you think is correct? 3, it says, due to the storage of thermal energy by land and ocean, which city in Virginia is most likely to experience a winter snowstorm? So you can look right here. You see we have Hampton, Richmond, Charlottesville, and Roanoke. Which one is most likely to experience a winter snowstorm? Where would it be the coldest in the winter? Question 4, it says, which city in the US is located near the warmest temperature? Now here's the picture. We have the Gulf Stream warm winter current that is flowing up this way. And then we have the California cold water current, which is flowing this way. Which one, 1, 2, 3, or 4, would have the warmest temperature? And that would be the end of your test. I didn't submit any answers, but when you go through your Nearpod, you will be able to submit the answers. All right, now that we have finished the notes, we can look at our next assignment, which is exploring climate. And this is the second part of our at-home lab. So now you can look at this map, you can make it as big as small as you want to, and you're going to tell what is the coldest temperature on the map. So you're gonna be able to go through and look, kind of tells you down here how cold to the warmest that it can get. And then where's the warmest temperatures on the map? And make sure when you're answering make sure you put the cardinal direction. So I'm not expecting you to know like that this is Michigan, but I do expect you to know that it's north. All right. And then what do you notice about the locations relative to the ocean, from where it's the coldest to where it's the warmest? The second one right here, and it is labeled for you, so you also don't have to know every state. And it says, locate the cities of Norfolk, so that would be Norfolk, Virginia, and St. Louis, that would be St. Louis, Missouri. So we have Norfolk right here and St. Louis, and it says, what is the temperature? So just write, what's the temperature in Norfolk? What's the temperature in St. Louis? And why do you think they're different? Do the same with New York and Houston. And also for number 3. Then the next day you have a gizmo. So how do we get to gizmo? First, what we're going to do is we're going to go sign into Clever. And log in as a student. Again, make sure that the district says Richmond City School District. If it doesn't say that, then you will not be able to get in. Once you get to Clever, you'll just click Gizmo's Pilot, take you to Explore Learning. Back, make sure that you know the name. So it's Coastal Winds and Clouds, right? So you'll go over here, the standards, science, we're in science. Click on 6th grade. Scroll down. Here we go. Yes, large bodies of water, moderate climate, coastal winds and clouds. Click on that, launch Gizmo. Here we are. All right, so you can put the balloon, the weather probe. It'll tell you the speed, the temperature, altitude. You can see these clouds form and what happens. So they go by. Right. Yeah, that balloon is moving. There's tools, we have arrows, screenshot, help, sound, whatever you need is all right here. Now back to our science journal, and you see it'll put the time and what the temperature was for each. You scroll down, you'll see the last activity. It's for day 3. And this is talking about the different climates in Virginia and regions. So right here, it tells you which region. So region 1 will go with 1, 2 and 3 will go together right here. 4, remember 5 is the fall line, and then 6. Naming the regions, that's straight out of your notes. Then how does the average winter temperature of the coastal plains, so we know the coastal plains are right here, compared to the Appalachian Plateau. So you're comparing 6 to 1, and you'll be able to see how those temperatures compare. Also down here, it's not so much numbers, but more of which region is it most likely to snow? Which region has cool, mild summers? So you'll just go through and remember to use your notes, because the notes will help guide you through this process. If you needed to come back to this video, rewind, pause, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you really know the information so that you'll be able to complete all of the work. Now, all right, on day 3, you also have a Legends of Learning playlist, and the code is RPS_science, and it's right up on the screen. And after you've completed all that, then you're done for the week. All right, until next time, it's been Science with Captain Corey.